So when the Druid came out, I wanted to try and make a build with bear form, and it just felt useless because you have to get hit to actually get any benefits, and I pretty much gave up on it until I realized the secret of using it and that it's actually the most broken build in the entire game. And now I can start our run at max difficulty, turn on auto attack and go AFK, and it actually completes the entire run without dying and me having to do anything. I uploaded an entire completely AFK run to demonstrate this build, which you can watch by clicking on this link. So even if you don't want to watch the entire 22 minutes, you can still see how the build deals with different mob types and bosses. So the main way in which bear form works, which is not obvious, is that it increases your luck. Now at first you might think that luck improves the rarity of pickups and locations you find on the map, which is correct, but it also does something else, which is improve many of the characters' triggers, which have a % chance of activating. It seems that most skills on the skill tree are not affected by luck, although I'm not 100% sure on that. What I can tell you for sure is that the Druid has some really crazy healing with improved luck. The basic way this build works is very simple. You have a chance to increase your life and heal on attack and strike hits. Luck increases all your chance modifiers. Bear form increases your luck and life, which restores the health you lost in human form. Then you want stats that allow you to stay in bear form and benefit from your healing. So that means cooldown reduction, duration, and enough strikes to heal from, as well as a very large health pool. The best way to use the build is with two unique items. The Novemtavo, a relic which gives you 300% luck but disables your ability to gain XP from monsters. It also gives you around 50% evasion, which basically doubles your effective HP. Sloth, a belt which works synergistically with the relic. It gives you 1% extra damage every second on a cooldown, but disables your XP shard pool and removes all your blessing slots except for your attack, your dash, and your passives. The cooldown on this item can be reduced, which makes CD reduction one of the most useful stats with this build. It's worth noting that you can still get levels and XP from locations on the map, just not from monsters. With some cooldown reduction, you can get more than 2000% increased damage at the end of the run. So increased damage on your gear is pretty much useless with this build. Because you have an insane damage modifier but no extra abilities, it is necessary to increase your damage by getting more abilities to proc from your skill tree and from your equipped items. Leaf, the Druid, also heals from strikes, so strikes serve a double purpose for us. The way this build comes online is with a power you can get from a special affix on certain items, which is called Dark Revenge. It gives you a chance to shoot out a black lightning at an enemy that begins to attack you. Unlike Thorns and other retaliatory powers, Dark Revenge will trigger when an enemy begins to attack and not on being hit by an enemy, which makes it a lot more useful, not just offensively but also defensively, because now we can use evasion. Dark Revenge will trigger when attacked at any range, even when enemies are off screen. This is your main source of AoE damage. This power can be an affix on torso armor, belts, boots, and jewels. We obviously can't use it on a belt as we're already using a unique belt. So ideally you get it on your boots or jewel. On your body armor, you want life and armor instead, but it's okay to start out with if you don't have the power on any other item. Equipping two items with the same power will not trigger it twice, so don't bother with that. The way we scale this power is with +2 power projectiles count on gloves, which will triple the power's damage and help with some boss fights as well. This gives you a passive source of damage and allows you to just run around the map with everything around you dying by itself. On your weapon, you want cooldown reduction and power duration. A weapon with Smite will melt down elites and bosses. Smite seems to be able to trigger multiple times from the same hit. You want to have one extra strike from your items to increase your heals and damage. The best strike to get is Lightning Zaps, because it shoots out multiple projectiles that will pierce monsters. So even in human form, it will guarantee to heal you every second on cooldown, because it hits multiple enemies repeatedly. You can get this strike ability from your helmet or your ring, but helmets can have better stats than rings, so it's usually better on the ring. Your stat priority is as follows: life, armor, percent heals increase, cooldown reduction, power duration, area or attack area, luck, attack speed. This is how my items look right now. For the skill tree, I'll give you two variations. One for the full build, which allows you to play AFK, and one you can use without the uniques, and which assumes you can still level up, if you still didn't get the relic and the belt. One thing important to note is that I'm intentionally not speccing into impenetrable hide, as it seems to be bugged and not give you any extra armor, as you can see on the screen right now. Animosity does work, but a 30% increase to your armor value will actually translate to between 15 and 10% damage reduction for a 5-point investment into the skill tree. So probably not the best value considering. This skill tree is the first variation for the full build. You can take Monsoon for double dash slots as your last node if you want. This skill tree is for normal play if you don't have the unique relic and belt. The way you actually play is straightforward enough. Even though I demonstrated that this build can clear maximum difficulty while AFK, this is a build where you don't get XP from monsters and you maximize luck. This means you want to keep running in a straight line through the map while holding spacebar and activate every location you can find. Don't worry about fighting monsters, as they'll take damage when they try to hit you and they can't give you any XP anyways. If you find locations that give flat XP or extra levels, take them. The desert, the second level, is not ideal for this, as it mostly gives percent XP increases and not flat XP. By the way, you want to turn off smart auto attack in the settings for this build. And that's it. We'll see if it gets nerfed, but for now I can say that Bear Druid is the strongest build in the game by far. If you want to see the full AFK run, click on this thumbnail. For my other completely broken builds, click here. Hope you have fun with this one. Cheers!